Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of Minecraft Windows 10 Edition, How to Survive and Thrive. Okay, today we're going to build our automatic pumpkin farm, and this concept will be the same thing we use for a melon farm at some time in the future, once we find some melon seeds. But at least we can automate this process so we don't have to keep running out to the field picking a couple of melons as they grow. This will automatically collect them for us. So let's take a quick look around here. First of all, you can see I made a slight change here to our sugarcane farm that we did in our last episode. I changed out the panes with solid glass blocks, and the reason for that was when the sugarcane was popping, in some instances it was landing on the edge of this stair step here because the pane just kind of went through the middle. So it wasn't collecting all of that. It's kind of slow, but it does the trick for us. Another thing that happens too sometimes is when this thing pops is that they will land on the sand and they won't get collected either, but a few loss here and there isn't that big of a deal. As long as we're collecting some and we don't have any work to do ourselves, that's fine. Another thing too was this chicken farm. Now if you recall, there was a piece of glass up here. I knocked that out because we have an issue where we've got eggs still coming in here, and the problem is that, let me turn this off real quick, is you can kind of see here behind there where that hopper is. There are chickens that somehow slip through the hopper and are kind of in the hopper and behind the dispenser. They're out of harm's way from the lava or the water. So they continue to lay eggs and they get picked up here. There are still chickens in the top, but we kind of have them in a place where we can't really do much of anything with them either. So let me just come in here real quick and we'll drop these eggs in there. It is working, it's just not very efficient, and it's a bug with the chickens glitching through that hopper the way they did, and they shouldn't have, but oh well. So I kind of hollowed out this area here for our pumpkin farm. Hopefully I've dug it back far enough. I think I have. We have a chest here that has the items that we're going to need here. We're going to be using observer blocks and pistons. Hopper, we're going to have a water collection system like we do at the other one. We need some repeaters, redstone dust, and jack-o'-lanterns for lighting. And then these are just some building blocks. We got dirt for the pumpkins, of course, to grow on, a hoe to till the soil, the seeds that we're going to plant. We need one more seed, it looks like. Bone meal to bone meal that up, and just some regular building blocks to surround the outside of that. So actually I should just go ahead and I'm going to grab some of this stuff real quick. We're going to build up our framework here. We'll come back to get some more of this stuff in a little bit. I want to do it the same to match that. I'm going to put some stair blocks here like that, and then this area behind, let me go ahead and grab the hopper real quick, put that down, shift click it into the back of the chest here so our items go into that chest. Yes. Okay, so we got this area here, and then I'm going to go ahead, let's get my dirt out, go ahead and grab some of this other stuff too. cat sneezing behind me. Alright, so let's go ahead and put down our dirt. It's going to go here. And then we'll come around behind this. Put down some building blocks here. Oh, one other thing I had to do too is I kind of left this area back here that was behind the redstone. I kind of left an empty space in there, and I went back in, opened this back up, and I filled all that in with cobblestone because I forgot to light it up, and I was afraid that monsters would spawn in there. So we went ahead and did that just to take care of that issue. So next thing I need to do is I'm going to put a block here, and a block here. So we're going to skip every other one. Look at my photos here real quick just to make sure I'm doing okay. Okay, good. Then on top of those blocks, we're going to go ahead and place our jack-o'-lanterns. And these are just for lighting. They help the plants grow. Alright. Now in this area here, we're going to go ahead and place our pistons. And these are just regular pistons facing forward. Like that. Now in front of the pistons, I'm going to go ahead and place a temporary block here. And then I want to place down an observer facing down like that. So this, remember, the circular part is top and the big square part is the bottom. So we want these in front of, not above the piston, but kind of in front of it. Like that. And I'm just putting the block down so that, and I'll remove that just so that it will line up correctly and know which block it is supposed to be facing. Let me go ahead and pick out. Let's go ahead and remove these. Okay, and that's our setup in front. So how this works is we're going to have the plants themselves planted here, here, and here in front of each of these blocks. And then when the pumpkins grow, they're going to fall over here. The one that's here can fall here or here. And the same with this one, can fall here or here. When it does that, the observer will detect it and will fire off, pushing the piston out to knock the pumpkin into the water stream where it will get collected by our hopper. Okay, let's come back behind this again. I'm going to go grab some junk blocks. So you can see here we've got a full chest of cobblestone already. It does not take long to build that stuff up. We can save our decorative blocks for something nicer than that. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this area in here. Okay, now let me look at my notes again here. All right. need to place blocks on top of here. Okay, let me go ahead and pillar up here real quick. All right, now we need coming out of here, we're going to go ahead and swap out to our repeaters. Place one here, here, and one here, and we will get some redstone dust. Can we place redstone on top of that? Let's try this again. Yes, we can. Okay. Alright, so we got redstone out of here. So when this activates, it sends a signal out here. It's going to come through this repeater, which is then going to come through a line behind here. Let me go ahead and put this down. A line of redstone dust here. It's going to link up these repeaters. Jump down here. Go ahead and put down some more building blocks here. And we're going to have repeaters going into the backs of the pistons. Just like that. Down some more blocks here. All right. Okay, so now out the back here, going to have some more blocks that are going to come across like this. All right. Put our redstone dust down this way. And we're going to have a repeater here with a 4-tick delay on it. A repeater facing in this direction. Redstone dust coming out of here to the side and into this repeater. Redstone dust coming out of here, down here, and then it's going to connect up all of these repeaters down here. Alright, now this looks kind of funny here. Let me go ahead and, is that correct? Let me go ahead and push it back one because I don't think it's quite what it should be. I'm going to just run this here like that. There we go. Alright, so this detects the signal, detects that there's a pumpkin that's grown there, sends out a redstone pulse that comes through this line here. And then we have two repeaters here. Now this one here is going to, the signal is going to come around this way, go into this repeater. This is going to come down here and it's going to fire off the pistons below. This second repeater here facing into this one does kind of the important thing. We've got a delay on this, and what will happen is when this fires, a signal will come through here, and then it will lock this repeater, preventing the signal coming this way through here. And the reason we need that is because once the piston fires underneath this observer block, it will create an endless loop, because it'll fire, this will detect that something has changed, it'll send another signal, which will fire, send another signal, and so on and so forth. We do not want that to happen. We want it to fire off and then cut off that signal, and this is how we do it. By sending a delay through here, we let the first one happen, and then once the signal finally passes through here after its 4-tick delay, it will stop the power flowing this way, and it will stop that from happening. So let's go test it real quick. Let me go ahead and jump down here, and we can do this with any block. We'll just take let me go ahead and take that torch out too. So let's go ahead and put this piece of cobblestone here, and as you can see, it fired off, pushed it forward, which is exactly what we want it to do. Now in the case of pumpkins, of course they will break and then they will fly into here. So let me go ahead and I'm going to fill in some of this extra area here. Light this up a bit more so that we don't get some mobs spawning in here, and then I'll be right back with you and we'll finish up the front. Okay, so I filled in all the area behind there, filled in all the blank spaces that I could. Got to be careful with some things, like I couldn't put blocks above these because of the redstone line. Wouldn't work to begin with. Back there, of course, the repeaters are there. You have to be careful too when placing certain blocks. You don't want to, like if I had redstone running up this, I could not put a block here because it would cut the signal off between the redstone and that. But that's that part. Next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and get down some glass. And I should have left myself a little bit of space here. I still can work around this, don't worry. Let me go ahead and do this. Fill that back in again. Should have left myself a little bit of a crawl space here. That's alright. We're going to go ahead and put this stone block there. And get our glass. I grabbed it out of there. I guess I didn't. Alright, we'll go ahead and grab the bone meal. Pumpkin seeds and the hoe. I grabbed a few more pumpkin seeds too while I was away. So we're going to go ahead and put that down like that. Go ahead and knock out these two blocks here too. Alright, we get our bucket of water. And we're going to go ahead and pour it down here so that it flows in that direction to our hopper. So now what we need to do in these areas here, let's go ahead and get our hoe. We're going to get our pumpkin seeds out. We're going to till the soils here, here, and here. And then let's go ahead and plant our pumpkin seeds. You could just let them grow, but we've got a little bit of bone meal, considering we've got a skeleton farm. So we can go ahead and bone meal these up until they're fully grown, just like that. Speed up our process a little bit. Come on, you can do it. There we go, fully grown. All right, we go ahead and replace these blocks here. Did we have a pumpkin grow already? Must have. Let's check real quick. We did. Alright, so the rest of this area here, we're just going to go ahead and fill it in with our glass blocks. And then it's just a matter of cleaning this mess up here. Let's go ahead and get our cobblestone out, and we're going to fill this in. Now again, you don't have to do this. It's up to you whether you want to fill it in, but if you don't, just make sure you got it lit up so that you're not going to have a bunch of monsters spawning in there. Because it's dark, and they will, and if they do spawn in there, you're kind of stuck with them being in there, and the only way, you'd have to go in there and kill them off, or you'd have to go into like peaceful mode so that they will despawn and then start up again. But make sure you do light it up if you're not going to fill it in with anything. Put that away, get some smooth stone. I need 2 pieces of that just to patch my wall over here. And we're completely done. Now again, when we find melons at some point, we're going to build this exact same thing, probably over here. And melons and pumpkins grow exactly the same, or it has a stalk, and then the melon or the pumpkin will drop down. The only difference is when this activates with melons, the melon breaks into small pieces, and we'll come in here and you get like between 1 to 4 pieces of melon, I believe, per melon block. And they grow very fast, and you have melon galore. But we don't have those yet. As you see, we just had the pumpkin go off while we're watching into the hopper. We should now have 2 of them in there, and we're good. So that's it for this episode. So until next time, have a good one. This is Desert Rat. Goodbye.